Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. Our mission is to see a world well led. And our strategy to get there? To empower leaders like you to lead every day. So let's get to work.
Have you ever been stuck in traffic? You actually might be in traffic right now as you're listening to the Lead Every Day show. Welcome to the show. I'm fired up you're with us. I'm Randy Gravitt.
I'm Mark Miller.
And we're going to help you today accelerate your success. For one who loves to go fast, I can tell you it drives me crazy when I'm in traffic. It happened to me this morning. I was on the way to the shoot. And
glad you made it.
I'm glad I got here too. Got bogged down a little bit, but I did make it. I'm here now. I'm excited. Last week we unpacked a little bit of our operating system that we're going to be sharing moving forward. But there's something beyond the operating system that we've talked about for years, this idea of accelerating your success. And I'm excited to dive into a little bit of that today.
Yeah, let me give a quick review for folks that may have missed it. There are three primary tenets to the operating system: become a better leader, improve team performance, and strengthen your organization. And what we're going to talk about today will help you in all of those areas.
Yeah, I'm excited. And if you missed any of those episodes, go back and check those out. They're available there. You can check them out. And if you've not subscribed yet, I hope you'll do that. A good opportunity for you to get all the content. We're dropping these Monday through Friday, trying to help you just 8 or 10 minutes a day.
Lead every day.
Really helping you lead every day, which is fun. So let's talk here. Let's unpack this for a second. I think this idea of us accelerating our success, sometimes we don't understand that we actually have a chance to go farther and faster, and we fool ourselves into think we're making progress when we really could be going.
Sometimes we confuse activity with accomplishment.
We do. That's so true. And I think there's several things that hold us back. Let's talk about a couple of those, and then we want to unpack here for a second what it means to accelerate our success. But when I think about the things that hold me back, sometimes I forget what I'm trying to do. I mean, it's just like I lose focus. There's a bunch of noise in the system these days. I mean, my gosh, how much are we bombarded with media and social media and emails and details? And the next thing you know, it's just there's noise in the system.
Let me give you a fun stat. We did some research for a project a couple of years back, and we found that there are 432,000 hours of new YouTube content uploaded every day. The reason you can't watch all the cat videos is it's raining cat videos.
It is raining.
That's just one example.
And we're going to put 10 more minutes on today.
10 more minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's amazing. Sometimes I forget my why. It's not just like if you're listening and you forgot why you're doing what you're doing, there's a good chance that you have lost heart, lost perspective, whatever. And next thing you know, you're just kind of wandering around. That can happen. I think sometimes I don't remember who I'm doing it for. And when I focus on the leaders I'm trying to help, the family I'm representing, my own self, so I can feel proud of my work. I mean, when you remember that, it does keep you leaned in. But if you forget that, you can just, you can begin to get a little negative and, exhausted, whatever. I mean, there's all kind of ways to think about that. And then sometimes I undervalue systems that can slow me down. I was when I was driving up this morning, there was a one car, just a little small car that was over on the side of the road in one place, and that thing had the whole freeway backed up. It's amazing how just one little thing can keep us from accelerating our success. There are some things that we want to think about when we talk about accelerating success. Unpack that.
Yeah, well, there are a few categories, and I think several of the things you mentioned fit in these categories. One is we want to remind leaders about the importance of clarity. And again, I'm excited about going deep. I think there are many, many areas in our life and leadership where clarity, I would take it a step further before I even finish that thought. I think it might be a leader's greatest contribution. Is to provide clarity.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk a lot about that in the days to come. Another accelerator is this decision to learn from others. And you can learn from coaches, you can learn from mentors, you can learn from peer groups, you can do benchmarking. I mean, there are any number of strategies and tactics, but if you want to put gas on the fire, learn from others. And not just the good stuff. Truett Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A, used to remind me that I didn't have to make all the mistakes myself.
It's better,
And so
it's better to learn from somebody else's
Let's
mistakes.
learn from somebody else's mistakes.
Yeah, that's good.
So those are a couple of areas. And then there's one more that I think is maybe undervalued and certainly underrepresented, is we want to help people win beyond work.
Yeah.
Tell us
I
a
always
little bit
say
about that.
If you win at work and you lose at home, I think you still lose. I mean, I don't know that the goal is to build a great company or a great team or win a championship. In fact, I was years ago, I had a conversation with a professional, an assistant coach in the NFL, and he was telling me that he had actually won a Super Bowl with another team when he played. And he was telling me, he said at the end of the game, they had in the corner of the field, all this confetti's coming down, they're getting a trophy. And he said, I'm looking around at our organization and some of our coaches and some of the things that were going on. And there was just this emptiness that we realized that we had done this and we'd achieved the goal. I mean, we wanted to win the trophy, but he said, I've got 2 little girls at home now. And he said, I'm thinking if I don't redo my perspective, I still want to win the Super Bowl. They're still trying to win the Super Bowl in this other organization. But he said, I don't want to be like what was going on here, because it cost us a lot to get that. And so he said, and I asked him, I said, do you think you can have both? And he said, if I can't, then I don't want to forfeit the thing that matters most. This win beyond work thing. It's not just family either. It's how we take care of ourselves, our energy levels, our personal growth, and financially, relationally, I mean, spiritually. I mean, there's a lot of things.
A lot of places you can win beyond work. And it's an accelerator.
It is. It is.
It's impossible. And you've taught me this and modeled this for me. You live a disintegrated life and it's never good.
Yeah. It's that word integration or disintegrate is just blown apart. It's like how many people we know that they've got they got the job, they achieved the goal, they wrote the book, whatever, but at the end of the day, there's just still this emptiness because they didn't really value that side of their life.
And so we're going to share very practical things that leaders can do on their journey. But let me also foreshadow, and this is coming in February. I've got a book coming out called Uncommon Greatness. And you just hit on the core premises that far too many leaders are chasing mere greatness.
Yeah.
And we're going to help our listeners raise the bar, raise the standard, and actually pursue greatness that will last.
Yeah, uncommon greatness. It's going to be good. We actually have people here that have come over with the show we did for the last couple of years. I've done a show called Chasing Greatness, and I know you guys are listening here, and we've talked about defining greatness as not just can I reach my potential, but can I help the people around me? All kind of stuff that you're going to unpack. I'm excited. I've pre-read the book and helped with some of the editing there. It's going to be fun, and you can pre-order that book now.
Sure.
By the way, I'll give a little plug. We hadn't done that this week, but if you want to pre-order Uncommon Greatness, go check that out. You can do that at Amazon or Barnes & Noble, or you can probably get it on our site. Go to Lead Every Day. You can find some info on Uncommon Greatness. It's going to be really good. So this idea of accelerating our success, I just don't want us to think it's just check these boxes in these other areas and there still can be something missing. So we're gonna have a chance to do some coaching on that and some discussion. I'm going to learn as we have those conversations myself. It'll be great. I think today I would ask you, if you're listening, what are your top 3 impediments to success? What is it that's holding you back? Maybe it is you've just lost focus. I think the faster we go, I said I like to go fast. What I've noticed is the faster you go, the harder it is to read the signs on the road. Things get really blurry real fast when you, or at least fuzzy. And I tell leaders all the time, if they're fuzzy to you, they're probably blurry to the people who are following you. We want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to maintain clarity with what we're trying to do. Maybe it's your growth. Maybe you have just not had time on your schedule to grow. There's noise on your schedule. I remind leaders all the time, if you don't schedule quiet, it won't be on your schedule. And yet growth a lot of times happens in quiet. It happens when you're reading, when you're thinking, when you're processing. Or maybe it's the whole win beyond work thing for you. You going, man, I'm winning at work. We've got a trophy. There's confetti falling, but I got some relationships that are struggling. Things aren't going so well with my husband or wife or my kids. And there's a little bit of work that you could do there. Maybe physically, you've just not had time to work out and do some of the things. We'll get into all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But today, I would encourage you, what are those top 2 or 3 things that are holding you back right now? Let's see if we can identify those. We're going to position ourselves, if we can identify it, to make progress in the future. And we're going to unpack this start of this journey tomorrow. We're going to start talking about becoming a better leader and go into some of that we talked about from the operating system. So that'll be fun. I hope you'll join us for that. Remember, the best leaders lead every day.